If you want a revolution, the only solution, evolve. Gotta evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution, evolve. Gotta evolve. If you're getting off track and you wanna get back, may take a lot of work, won't break your back. If you want a revolution, the only solution, evolve. Gotta evolve. Well, there once was a guy who couldn't jump high till he focused in, now he touched the sky. You gotta do more than
this is just bizarre. It's called 1 Hour in Wonderland. So Walt Disney calls upon the magic mirror to show the animators in the studio. And just to show you how goofy and weird this is what happens.
Monty. Hey, Monty. See if Walt's around. All clear.
And so, maybe I'm missing something here, but all of a sudden all the animators start putting fire hats on and are starting to play instruments around their studio. And it's just the strangest thing, you know, ever. It's just weird. It makes no sense whatsoever. So yeah, I would say this is worth watching. I mean, even though it's really bizarre, they do have some cool animation here. Animated shorts, like they even show Song of the South. They have a couple of Goofy cartoons. They have a Pluto cartoon, and they keep showing. One of the things about this, I gotta say, is they show the Tea Party sequence in Alice in Wonderland probably like 20 times on these extras, and after a while you just get so tired of watching the Tea Party sequence. But other than that, you know, absolutely watch this. It's a crazy extra, but one well worth watching. Next we have an Alice comedy, Alice's Wonderland. He made this long before that he did any of the Mickey Mouse cartoons, so it's kind of interesting to watch this. As you see, it's a black and white silent film, and I don't know if that many people have the tolerance to sit there and watch this. But if you're an animation fan and you're a longtime Disney fan, I mean, this is interesting stuff. Sort of like a Roger Rabbit type of thing. But, I mean, it's interesting, but I wouldn't recommend it for the casual viewer. If you're a hardcore animation fan or hardcore Disney fan, then absolutely watch this. So I recommend it for the hardcore viewer. The next two extras include the original theatrical trailer and Walt Disney's TV introductions. Now both of these can be skipped. Next is the Fred Waring Show, an excerpt from it. So why do they have this on here, you're asking? Well, they actually do a whole skit of Alice in Wonderland on here, and there's quite a lot of songs. There's not as many as there was in the movie, I don't think, but a lot of the major sequences in Alice in Wonderland are acted out on this. And they actually do have the guy who does the voice for the Cheshire Cat on here as well. And again, there's a lot of behind the scene footage of Alice in Wonderland, and they show a lot of footage from the movie again, and it's mostly the Tea Party and this and that. So it's stuff you've already seen 100 times. Somewhat interesting, but I found it really kind of boring and almost to a point where it just got annoying to watch.
Why, you're a cat.
A Cheshire cat. Stole the breeze and the slidey toe.
Oh, don't go, please.
First deleted scene is called The Pig and the Pepper. I actually thought it was pretty funny myself, the whole sequence. And it comes on with these two guys introducing it and telling you about the sequence and why they cut it out and so on. But they actually do show the sequence with no music or anything, and the two guys that they just showed are actually the people who kind of do the commentary and the voice.
As the entrance bridge stops, the Duchess' lazy frog footman falls out.
The fish footman says, "From the Queen, an invitation for the Duchess to play croquet."
The next extra is called From Wonderland to Neverland, the Evolution of a Song. And this is actually pretty interesting as well, as they're talking about a song that was cut from the movie that was actually ended up being a song that was in Peter Pan. The music was the same that was supposed to be in Alice in Wonderland, but they cut out the lyrics that were supposed to be in Alice in Wonderland and they put it into Peter Pan with different lyrics.
Where do the clouds disappear when they go rolling by?
So next we have deleted storyboard concept Alice Daydreams in the Park. Same sequence of her in the park, but just slightly different. And these are drawings showing you what the sequence would look like if they had done it a different way. Now this isn't all that interesting, and I found it pretty boring actually, so I would have to say just skip this extra. So the last of the extras is the original song demos. So these were a series of songs that were cut from the movie. And again, if you're a hardcore Disney fan and you can't get enough of Alice, you know, absolutely watch these, because some of them are pretty good songs, but for most, I think, general public, I would just say kind of skip this.
Look out! Bad whip, blink, fur, blink, Jabberwock. Beware the Jabberwock.
There is what's called an interactive art gallery, and it's basically the art from Alice in Wonderland. So some real good artwork here. This is only kind of for the hardcore Disney fans and who really just want to see some of the incredible artwork here. I don't think an average person would go crazy over this. So in all, it's actually a really good Disney release, but however, I don't think it's as good as some of their past releases like Beauty and the Beast and Sleeping Beauty and Snow White. Disney always does an outstanding job with their Blu-ray disc. The picture quality here is excellent. I mean, this is the best Alice in Wonderland has ever looked. There's only one or two really good extras that haven't been released before on the Blu-ray. But if you've never actually gotten the original version and you've never watched any of those other extras on that, absolutely pick this up. It's well worth it. So that's been my review for Alice in Wonderland, and I hope to see you next time on Out of the Blue.
If you want a revolution, the only solution, evolve. Gotta evolve. If you want a revolution, the only solution, evolve. Gotta evolve. If you're getting off track and you want to get back, may take a lot of work, won't break your back. If you want a revolution, the only solution, evolve. Gotta evolve.
Oh, slave in the magic mirror, come from a farther space.
There once was a guy who couldn't jump high till he focused in, now he touched the sky. You gotta...
Oh, that was lovely.